Well, we're about ready to put the final piece on this bow here. We finally got our sight in. This is the Accu-Touch Pro single pin. We've got a couple of mods coming. The modules for our draw weight or draw length. I decided to try and go to 27.5 with this one. It's pretty light. Feels nice and light. So I've never played around with this line of sights before, so this is all new to me. Yeah, you guys are right. That pin is very tiny and fragile. What the hell? Okay, that locks that in. This is supposed to. Yeah, that blocks that. But, we got pictures, that's good, because I can't read for shit. Come on now, where are you at? Good night. Come on, get in there. There we go. Everyone on the channel, welcome. Today we are finally in the process of shooting this new bow with everything on it. First I wanted to kind of show you what I got here for my setup now. And this is relative to change still, but I'm kind of liking it. The only thing that I'm not liking is that my weight is basically close to the same as what my Traverse is. So I've added man, that's nice though. It just sits right there, just level. I put my 10-inch bar on the back side. I've got 4 ounces of weights here, 4-ounce weight. And then on the front I put my 8-inch bar with 2 ounces. That could be subject to change. I don't know if I'm going to keep that the way it is or if I'm going to try and get this light again. I really don't want that much weight. This is coming in about 7.7 pounds. So pretty close to what my Traverse is at too. So but it feels well balanced in the hand, and that's the nice thing. It's got good balance. I hold it in my hand and that bubbles right in the center. So I'm going to put 27.5-inch mods on this eventually. Today I'm just going to shoot my 28 and see how they feel, see how they fly. We did paper tune this again in the garage at home, and it was dead on bullets. So I did move my rest over just a slight bit, but other than that, everything's as is. So everyone that has chimed in on this build, I appreciate the comments and the suggestions. We had a lot of people kind of get involved with this. And my main question was what sight should I put on this bow, and there was just a number of different models and makes and styles and things that people had ideas for, but we decided to go with the Carbon Excel Pro single pin. This is a Accu-Touch, and this is really a neat design. the thing that is really nice about this sight is the Accu-Touch system, which here on the side, it's basically like little clickers. So you have those clickers on this side, but you have your tape on this side. But I've got this set up for 20, 40, 60, 80, and 100. So I know when I click down, I'm at 40. I click down again, I'm at 60. Click down again, 80. And then there's my 100. And then I've got another one clear down at the bottom to show me how far I can go down, so I don't go past. Because a lot of times, if you've hunted for a long period of time, you know that those animals a lot of times will jump out there about 20 yards or so from where they were and turn around again and look at you. In some cases, not all cases, but you know what I'm saying. So I can go from 20 to 40 yards real quick, just like one turn right there, boom, I know I'm at 40. Or 2 turns, 2 clicks puts me at 60. And I'm really liking that feature on this sight. It's well thought out. Like I said, this is a single pin. This is the 41 millimeter scope on this. Now, one thing that I will say, this is target scope. Okay, it's not really meant out in the elements in the West, especially chasing antelope, elk, and stuff like that. But if you mind where you're at and keep close tabs on your sight, and I'm going to get a cover for this thing, so I have something to keep that protected as I'm moving. And then it's also a dovetail, so I can take this side off. If I'm packing in, I can take this side off. That's why I like the dovetail design. A lot of you guys were telling me to get, you know, these other ones that were kind of a stationary hunting sight, and I really think that those are really great sights too. But I really love the idea of a dovetail that I can take on and off of this bow and store and put in my pack and not have to worry about bumping it or knocking it out of whack. The other thing that is kind of concerning to me is the scope on this, the actual pin that's in this scope. It's very, very light, very fragile looking, and I think that is definitely going to be something that I'm going to have to be aware of. That thing is not very sturdy, and it looks like it could really get bent easily. So that's a concern of mine with this sight. But like I said, if I take care of this sight and I'm mindful of packing it and where it's at all times, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Now, I am pretty tough on equipment, so we will definitely be putting this through the test this year. But all in all, the pluses to this sight is the adjustability. There is so many adjustments to this sight to get that perfect tune. So you have you know, your first, second, and third axis, which are very easy to coordinate with. You know, you got your first axis here, your second axis would be up here, and then your third axis is in here. The other thing that I really like about this is you're able to adjust the main frame in certain areas where you can get a certain height. So a lot of the more traditional hunting sites, the stationary sites and stuff, you're pretty limited on where you can set that sight, okay, as far as height. With this one, is this railing here that can be maneuvered up and down this track railing here. I can move this one up and down. So I have 2 different spots right away that I can manipulate this sight to make up for heights that I need. So that is one of the things that a lot of times people will run into, is they can't get the adjustability out of their sight because it just doesn't have that much adjustment to it. But this thing has a ton of adjustments to it, so it's very easy to get that height that you're looking for, especially if you're shooting longer distances. You want something that will travel and stay out of the way of the arrow at bottom. So that's where that adjustability comes into play. If I had this set in the middle and this all set in the middle like it comes, that sight's coming way down below my shooting lane, okay? So I don't have an opportunity to go down to 100, 110, 115 yards. All I can do is probably do 60, 70 yards with that factory center setup. So what this does is allows me to bring everything up, get it as high as I can possibly get it, so I have the full amount of travel that I can get possibly out of this sight. So a really nice feature is the adjustability to this sight. The other nice thing I really like about this sight is how light it is. So it's really, really light. It's half the weight of my Spot Hog. So all in all, very, very well constructed sight. And like I said, this, however, in my eyes, is more of a target sight than a hunting sight. It definitely can be hunted with, okay? I'm not saying that it can't, but you're going to have to be a little bit more cautious of where you're putting this sight and how you're maneuvering with this sight on your bow. All right, we're gonna go ahead and switch these mods out. Just try it, see what it feels like. You can always go back to them, but I want to see if that draw length is better for me with this bow. So we'll take these two screws off, and then we slide that mod out the back side here. Just need to find the corresponding mod to that one. So here's the new ones. They'll just be a little bit longer by a 1/2 inch. So this will be the back one. Okay, and then we just line up these holes again. I'm going to use the new screws. Always use the new ones unless you got Loctite with you. Then it doesn't really matter. You can put more Loctite on there, but I don't have any with me, so I want to make sure I've got Loctite on them. Just a little bit of pressure on those mods at first. So you got to kind of put that same pressure on them. I tighten things down equally as I go. I don't tighten down one side and then the other on anything. You always want to tighten one side, then the other side a little bit, and then the other side a little bit, so they're evenly torqued. Make sure they're in that groove. The string's in that groove. Cable's got to be in that groove. Can't be above or below. Cinch those down real good. Make sure you get rid of the one size so you don't mix them up and put a different one on the top and a different one on the bottom. This one's a little bit trickier to get to because I got my quiver in the way. Alright, let's go. So here we got the quiver kind of in the way, but that's alright, we'll get it. We can... Well, that one's in there good. That's factory. I hate to lose a 1/2 inch of draw length, but I don't think it's really going to matter. We will lose some velocity, but so yeah, when you get that last screw out, you'll feel that jump forward or back. That's the string putting pressure on it. Give that equal pressure when you're trying to put them back on. Okay, this is my new one. I gotta take the old one out first. Slide it out the front here, or out the back. Okay, and those are F's. You'll start this one towards the neck first. That seems to be the one that wants to go in first. Because you can put tension against, whoops. You can put tension against that string. Doesn't help, it's like 90 degrees out right now. I'm fighting this in the heat, the wind. But we're gonna get it. Yeah, drop it in there just perfectly. And just put a little pressure on that front. And you'll line that hole up in the back side. And then like I said, you just kind of tighten these down equally. Tighten them down good. Don't strip them, but snug them up good. That Loctite will help keep those in place. Yeah, that feels amazing. I can't stress to you guys, make sure that you feel comfortable with your draw length. When we measured me, I was at 28, okay? My Traverse has 28.5 on it. I had my finger trigger, or my trigger, my finger release at that time. So I wanted it back a little bit further so I could lock in on the back of my jaw. But now that I'm shooting handhelds, I need it more forward so I'm feeling more of a comfortable pull through and not clear back here pulling, okay? So make sure that you're set on what release and everything you want. But yeah, these are stacking nice up to down there. Oh. And I don't feel like I need to straddle to hold it. I feel like I can just hold that all day. Whereas I felt a little bit of pressure to hold it with that 28. So with this shorter draw length, I think that 27.5, or this shorter axle to axle, I think that 27.5 was perfect. Oh gosh, that is so heavenly. Peep wasn't rotated right, so I kind of guessed on that one. Let's go down and look at those first 3 shots though. The ones that just felt absolutely amazing. That makes me feel good that nothing really changed on that, except it got better. It actually got better. My shooting got better. So, I don't know if you can see that. Those were my first 3 in there. And remember I said I had that one that I hit my finger and it just, my peep wasn't turned? That's this one. But look at these 3 at 60 yards. They're right on top of each other. Oh, that makes me happy. All right, next thing we're gonna do is shoot an angle. And I wanna see how my bubble's looking at a steep angle. So we're gonna go up there and shoot down at this 10-yard target and just bend down into it and see how straight that bubble stays. Should be good. I got my axes set pretty good, I think. Oh. Perfect. Whew. Like an old tomcat. I gotta get in the shade. Actually, tomorrow we're gonna go to Grand Island, I think, and if weather permitting, we're gonna go shoot their 3D course there. They've got like 30 targets, so it'll be really good practice and good break-in for this bow before we go and shoot Total Archery Challenge in South Dakota. All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up for today. We did some shooting here and felt good with the bow, so we're gonna get it out tomorrow hopefully, and we'll bring you another video with that shoot at that 3D course, and hopefully we can put some good arrow placements in those targets tomorrow. So stay tuned. We're gonna do a 3D shoot here tomorrow, and that'll either be following up this video or another separate video. But anyway, thanks for watching Public's Eye Outdoors. Stay safe out there in your hunts, everybody.